Nasceu em Ajácio, na Córsega, em 1769. Aos 10 anos de idade, seu pai o enviou para a França para estudar em uma escola militar. Seu empenho e determinação o fizeram tenente da artilharia do exército francês aos 19 anos.
Welcome to the Royal Military Academy, sir.
This is my son, Holy.
I'll take good care of him, don't worry, sir. You should leave now. Everything here at the Royal Military Academy of Breed works towards subjugating character and suffocating pride. The cell doors are locked at night. In case of absolute necessity, you have a bell. Any misuse of it will be severely punished.
Here by the breach. You. Over there. Are you not interested in what I'm saying?
I know that already.
Who do you think you are to answer me like that?
I am a man.
Call yourself a man. All I see is a little boy who cannot control himself. You will not go far, little fellow. You will not go far.
Agora, eu quero convidar você para fazer uma viagem através do tempo na história do governo de Napoleão Bonaparte. A Revolução Francesa foi a oportunidade perfeita para Napoleão Bonaparte alcançar o seu objetivo maior. Ele foi chamado pelas classes dominantes para pôr fim à desorganização reinante na vida política da França. Tornou-se o mais jovem general do exército francês aos 27 anos de idade. No ano de 1799, liderou um golpe de Estado e instalou o consulado, e fez-se eleger cônsul-geral, apoiado em um plebiscito popular. Com total poder nas mãos, Napoleão promulgou uma constituição, criou o Banco da França em 1800 e uma nova moeda, o franco, além de intensificar inúmeras obras públicas e estimular a industrialização. Em 1804, foi realizado um plebiscito, onde foi restabelecido o regime monárquico e a indicação de Napoleão Bonaparte ao trono. No dia 2 de dezembro de 1804, foi oficializado Napoleão I como novo imperador da França na Catedral de Notre Dame.
You will stand here, and you will be over there. I fear my arm will not be long enough.
For what?
put the crown on your head?
It will not be necessary. I intend to crown myself.
Then why am I here?
To bless my reign.
Em 1806, Napoleão Bonaparte decretou o Bloqueio Continental, proibindo os países europeus de comercializarem com a Inglaterra, adotando duras represálias àquelas nações que resistissem às suas determinações. Foi o que aconteceu com a Rússia quando, em difícil situação econômica, decidiu reabrir seus portos ao comércio inglês. No ano de 1812, Napoleão invadiu a Rússia, porém, os generais franceses, acostumados com grandes vitórias, conduziam suas tropas pelo imenso território russo, enquanto as tropas do czar Alexandre I recuavam, colocando fogo nas plantações e em tudo que servisse aos invasores. Em Moscou, as tropas russas começaram a enfrentar as tropas francesas, que estavam mal alimentadas e desgastadas. Devido a esta situação, Napoleão não teve outra escolha a não ser bater em retirada. No dia 6 de abril de 1814, um exército formado por ingleses, austríacos, russos e prussianos tomaram Paris e capturaram Napoleão Bonaparte, que foi obrigado a abdicar e exilar-se na Ilha de Elba, na costa oeste da Itália.
Madame, it's Joseph, the Emperor's brother. Open the door, please.
You've had news of His Majesty?
Yes. Well, no. It's all terribly confusing. But you must leave Paris right away.
What?
The enemy is at the gates of the city. All of them. The Russians, the Austrians, the Prussians. Please, take the child and flee.
Flee? If I leave, the population will think they have been abandoned. And their despair will cause more damage than the enemy's cannons. I swore to wait here for Napoleon to return. Otherwise, the Empire will be lost.
Madame, it's an order from the Emperor. Dated the 8th of February, 1814. If the enemies march in Paris with troops that cannot be resisted, which is the present situation, Madame, then send my wife and child away. I would rather know that my son was drowned in the Seine than in the hands of France's enemies. You recognize His Majesty's writing?
Yes, but not his mind. Napoleon cannot want his son's death.
Only as a last resort, if escape is impossible. But it will be possible. I have arranged everything for your departure.
What about him? Where is he? At the head of his armies, I suppose.
His armies. What's left of them?
General Belliard, what are you doing here?
Arthur Marmont's orders, sire. I have come to find housing for the troops who will evacuate the capital.
Evacuate the capital? Are you mad, General? My brother Joseph is in charge of the defense of Paris.
He has signed the surrender and has given the order to withdraw the troops.
Even the army has given up. But the people of Paris have never let me down. I will call them to take up arms and drive out the enemy, the Battle of Paris.
There will be no Battle of Paris, sire. It's too late. It's over.
My bodyguard deserts me.
Sire. The Cossacks have entered Paris. People will agree to any treason to protect the city. They even applauded the Allies' decree demanding your abdication. Abdication under these conditions.
I don't need to read it to know the conditions are unacceptable.
Unappealing, perhaps, sire, but unacceptable is a word that is no longer in our vocabulary. You have to leave France. But they are granting you sovereignty of the Isle of Elba. It's off the coast of Italy.
I know the place. It's a pebble. Napoleon, king of a pebble. Grotesque.
Em março de 1815, Napoleão Bonaparte conseguiu fugir da Ilha de Elba e voltou à França. Ele foi recebido em Paris como herói e com gritos de viva o imperador. Napoleão retomou o poder, obrigando a família real a fugir.
Cambon, fetch the almanac. I want to know the date of the next lunar eclipse. Gentlemen, I want the brig L'Inconstant and the schooner moored in a quiet bay outside the port. Have them repainted to look like English ships.
Yes, sire.
Sire, we live close by, and my wife always has a good fish soup on the fire. I'd be honored if you'd wait for the rest of your army at our house.
That is my army.
That's it? That's all the men you have to drive out the king and his bunch of scoundrels? Listen, if you need more help, take my sons. They're only 9 and 10, but I'm sure they could still be useful.
I have a blunderbuss in my cabin. I'll get it.
You will not need a weapon. I intend to reclaim my throne without spilling a single drop of French blood.
Monsieur de Talleyrand-Périgord, Prince de Bénévent, begs your majesty to grant him an audience.
Prince de Bénévent, and what else? Kindly oblige me by renouncing those preposterous titles bestowed on you by the usurper. What's that?
A dispatch, sire, from the head of the telegram service, and judging by the state he was in, it must be of some importance.
In a state? Was I in a state during all those years that the odious Bonaparte spent loitering in this armchair? I awaited my hour, and my hour has come. And this armchair is mine now. It's exceedingly uncomfortable, actually. I shall have it upholstered. Do you know what's in this dispatch of yours?
I do not, sire.
Bonaparte has landed in Provence. Take it to the Minister of War. He will know what to do.
Have you heard the rumor? Napoleon has escaped from Elba. The English were fools to leave him on an island. A man like that should be locked up in a fortress.
One will need to catch him before one locks him up.
That won't be a problem with the regiment. I'm on my way to the king right now to offer to take charge of this. I will bring that madman back in an iron cage.
Don't you think it would be better to bring him back dead? On a cart?
It would be wasteful. Parisians adore sensations. They would love seeing him in a cage, gripping the bars, and roaring like the bloodthirsty beast he is. With what? Napoleon is a wanted man now. Alone and on the run, with nothing but the boots on his feet.
Sire, I beg you, take cover behind your man. Let me try to talk to them.
With the gun in your hand, put it away, comrade.
But sire...
I beg your pardon?
Nothing.
I recognize their insignias. It's the fifth of the line. And Ney is in command.
Soldiers! Prepare to fire!
Soldiers! Lower arms! Marshal Ney! Soldiers of the fifth of the line! I am your emperor.
On my command, fire! Take the names of all who refuse to shoot. They will be charged with mutiny in the face of the enemy and shot. Men to replace the mutineers.
Soldiers, if any one of you wants to kill his emperor, here I am. Time, Ney. You always used to be the first to come for my orders. Keep your sword, you fool. How will you be able to defend your emperor without it?
You're right, sire. Paris is still a good way off. Officers and soldiers of the fifth of the line, in force, music at the head, and tear up those ranks for God's sake. The tricolor or nothing!
I asked you to come, my dear architect, because there are too many things in here that remind me of the usurper. I cannot concentrate. I would be grateful if you would change the furniture, hang new curtains, and repaint the walls.
Repaint the walls, sire? By the time they are dry.
I have learned to be patient. I waited many years for my throne.
Yes, of course, sire. But it is said that Bonaparte has crossed Lyon.
What of it? How does that affect my paint?
It's him! It's him! It's Napoleon!
Your Majesty.
Tomorrow, monsieur, tomorrow. It is well past my bedtime.
Your Majesty, Napoleon has already reached Fontainebleau. He's marching on Paris.
So it's all over, is it? All by himself? That man has retaken France. Who would have thought it? But I would so much rather go to bed.
I've made all the arrangements for your Majesty's flight.
Departure, monsieur. I'm not Louis XVI, and I have no intention of restaging that shabby drama of the flight to Varennes. I'm out of breath. And on top of everything, it's raining. Oh. Push me. Yes.
Wherever you may go, sire, I will join you.
Say no more, Monsieur de Talleyrand, I beg you.
The need arises.
Mas a sua permanência no governo durou apenas 100 dias, porque a coligação militar da Europa se reorganizou e derrotaram definitivamente Napoleão na Batalha de Waterloo, na Bélgica.
We'll confront regiments from Hanover and Brunswick, Bavaria and Württemberg, Hesse and the Piedmont, Holland, Belgium, Prussia and Russia, Austria and the English.
700,000 of them, only 200,000 of us.
700,000 once they have joined together. We must attack them separately and fight the Prussian army under Blucher and the English army under Wellington before they can combine forces. I hand the Prussians over to you, Grouchy.
Thank you, sire.
And the English to you, Ney.
With pleasure, sire.
Sending the guard.
They're the last troops we have.
I know. I know.
No one will ever forget your courage, but it's time to lay down your arms. The hell it is! Charge!
From the square! Protect the retreat!
We will block the road to Charleroi to cover our retreat. Our retreat.
Preso pelos ingleses, Napoleão Bonaparte foi deportado para a ilha de Santa Helena, no meio do Oceano Atlântico, onde faleceu no dia 5 de maio de 1821.
Paris, June the 24th, 1815. People of France, I give myself up as a sacrifice to the hatred of France's enemies. My political life is over. I abdicate and I proclaim my son Emperor of the French, under the name of Napoleon II.
It's all right, Senator. You've just had a bad dream. The storm will blow out to sea and it'll be sunny tomorrow. I've had some good news from the Comte de Montauban. Your dear mother is sending you a new doctor from Italy. And also a priest.
Elle. Armée.
29 minutes past 5.